Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Greg Sloop, and it's time for Live at 5 on this Sunday, August the 18th, 2024. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Had a great time at Kannapolis Church of God this morning. Wonderful touch of God on the place. We talked about purpose. If you weren't able to be with us in service, I hope you'll go watch it right back here on this page after we get done with Live at 5 or on any of the other pages where it showed up, the Kannapolis Church of God page, my personal page, on our YouTube channel, Kannapolis Church of God. Either way, it'd be great to see you on there watching anytime in the next several days. We are glad to be with you. We're looking today at another one of the well-known stories or passages of the Old Testament. In particular, we're looking at Exodus chapter 15, beginning in verse 22, where it talks about the waters of Marah and the waters of Elam. The reason these are important is because they show two ways that God works in the life of an individual, I think. That's my take on it. First off, let's look at verses 22 through 26. Then Moses led Israel from the Red Sea, and they went into the desert of Shur. For 3 days they traveled in the desert without finding water. When they came to Marah, they could not drink its water because it was bitter. That is why the place is called Marah. Marah literally means bitter. You may recall from the story of Ruth that Ruth, the mother-in-law of the two girls, um, Naomi and Ophrah, they said they were going to go with uh, with their mother-in-law, but instead she told them to go back. When they got back to Israel, she told everybody, "Don't call me Naomi or Ruth. Don't call me Ruth. Call me Mara, for I am bitter of spirit." Anyway, the word Mara means bitter. If I got those names mixed up, forgive me, but Mara literally means bitter. So the people grumbled against Moses, saying, "What are we to drink?" Then Moses cried out to the Lord, and the Lord showed him a piece of wood. He threw it into the water, and the water became sweet. So I'm not sure exactly what these this piece of wood was. It would be interesting to know what the piece of wood was, but we don't know what the piece of wood was. It could have been something that God knew exactly would counteract whatever acidity or basic quality there was to the water. I really don't know. All I do know is this, that the Lord told him to throw this piece of wood into the water, and it made the water sweet or drinkable. There the Lord made a decree and a law for them, and there he tested them. He said, "If you listen carefully to the voice of the Lord your God and do what is right in his eyes, if you pay attention to his commands and keep all his decrees," here's the promise that came along with those provisional statements, those contingent statements. "I will not bring on you any of the diseases I brought on the Egyptians, for I am the Lord who heals you." So, what we see here is God finding a way to bring them through a problem, bring them through a situation. They were being shown the way to have good water, even though it was bad to begin with. In this story, we see God giving them a provision, a way through their problem of bad water. They hadn't found any water. They found water. The water was bad. The piece of wood is the remedy. They throw it in, and the water becomes good. So sometimes God helps you through a problem instead of around it, instead of getting it out of the way. Sometimes God helps you through a problem. And then there's verse 27. We talked about the waters of Marah. The waters of Marah represent the bitter waters, the waters that were not good to drink. God brought them through that. He helped them find a way. But here in verse 27, we have the waters of Elam. Then they came to Elam. Very short verse, just one verse, tells us what happened, what the blessing was. Then they came to Elam, where there were 12 springs and 70 palm trees, and they camped there near the water. Now, 12 springs, that's a lot of water supply. It's plentiful and it was drinkable right off the bat. Didn't need a piece of wood, didn't need anything. All they had to do was go in, take advantage, drink, and enjoy. Sometimes God leads you through a problem, like with the waters at Mara, gives you a solution and helps you find the good in it anyway. But then there are times you walk up on a beautiful oasis where you can get refreshed, you can get what you need, you can be blessed, you can have all that you need and even more, and you don't even have to work for it. I don't know which part you're in this week. I don't know what you've been facing this week. I don't know if you've been through a situation where God had to help you through it and it was a miracle this that you got through it, or if you walked into a situation that was an instantaneous blessing. Whatever the case may be, you can find the blessing no matter what situation you find yourself in. And God can give you that blessing in spite of or in the absence of your problems. And that's the word for today. I appreciate all of you that are logging on and giving us a little bit of information from your point of view. It's good to see. Let's see, there's Kathleen Pallas, staying off the grid, Sharon Noblet. Um, let's see who else we got. There's Ken Woodard down at the bottom, Trevor, Mona Davis. Um, I am thankful for all of you that are on here with us, those who watch us live and those who will watch us later. It's a blessing to have you with us each and every day, Sunday through Friday. Today is Sunday. We'll be back with you tomorrow. Please spend some time with God and the Word of God and prayer every day. It'd be best to do it at the very start of your day. Whether you wake up in the morning, afternoon, or evening, spend some time with God. It's the best thing you'll do all day, and it can make a true difference in your day all day long. Please know we love you and we're praying for you, and I look forward to seeing each of you again